social responsibility, often abbreviated CSR, has been defined as a corporation's initiative to assess and take responsibility for the company's effect on environmental and social well-being. The business of business, in Anita Roddick's opinion, should not be about money. It should be about responsibility. It should be about public good, not private greed. Well, there are organizations who see CSR as one of their key pillars of existence. Today, we will explore the essence of CSR with one of Ghana's indigenous and prestigious banks, uniBank Ghana Limited. Let's find out more from the Director of Marketing, uniBank Ghana Limited. Hello, Mr. Metu. I can't wait to get to know more, but I mean, just start off. uniBank is really intense when it comes to CSR.
Oh, yes, we do. In fact, we have a number of projects that we have embarked upon as CSR. Extensive renovation that we did at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
Amazing.
Operation Smile is one thing that we decided to, work with. The Operation Smile International, which is a non-charitable organization. Football.
Oh, yes.
Football is one of the
world's favorite.
Yes, and therefore, as a bank, we decided that no, why don't we support the Black Stars, the national team? In addition, what we did was to look at the St. Paul Technical Institute in Koforidua and donate a whole generator.
Wow.
We also gave items to the Autism Center.
Oh.
Yes, lymphatic filariasis and then the hydrocell. But that is no, we did a number.
But I'm very enthused to know that that is not more. But take a walk with me and let's just break this into pieces.
Absolutely.
Because I'm sure that the whole world will love to know how you define
There is
CSR.
more. There is more.
uniBank was able to execute all these activities. Then to uniBank, I mean, it is more or less an obligation when it comes to CSR.
We are an indigenous bank. We don't take this in as an obligation. It comes to us naturally, So issues like cost and what to do are not issues for us at all. We do these things because we have to, as a bank, give back to the community or the society in which we work, and that's what we do. Yeah, we do for a living.
This is another passionate one I'm going to be putting to you.
Right.
uniBank actually renovating the maternity ward at the Kolebu Hospital is one that every mother out there, I mean, the fact that I'm a mother and a woman, it really fascinates me.
Motherhood is a very crucial and important part of human. Everybody was brought forth by a mother. So if you go into a maternity ward and you see mothers on the floor, you see their washrooms, this is not fair to motherhood. And that's how it started. So we said, let's pick the entire second floor of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital and then renovate the entire block.
The whole block?
The whole.
That must have cost a fortune for uniBank.
It did. And let me also mention that we spent close to 2.1 million Ghana cedis to do the entire renovation.
The ward was refurbished with 51 new beds, 20 air conditioners, refrigerators, fans, flat-screen satellite televisions, patient panic alert systems, and to solve the inefficient water supply, efficient and reliable water system.
What we see today is a complete and total transformation of the ward. We are very pleased with the work done and we congratulate the contractors. The work has been superb.
As much as, yes, the money is being spent, gone into it, the joy from the people, from the mothers, from the hospital, the whole of Ghana. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the before and after pictures, I mean, it will amaze you what we've done to the block. And you could see, even not from the mothers, but the workers, the nurses, the matrons.
I mean, because for them to work, in a very profound environment is another thing altogether.
It looks like you've entered a ward outside, Everything was done professionally, renovated entirely everything. It became the new, and you can feel that the new people, the mothers there, are now so happy. They now feel that they are in a home, they don't have any problems at all, and it was a good thing for us.
It definitely looks like, health is one aspect that really matters to uniBank.
Absolutely. We have 4 key pillars of the CSR as a bank. The first one is health. And then secondly, we look at the environment. And then we also come to education. And then the last one is youth and sports.
One of the things I love about uniBank is the customer service. I mean, this is something I'm just putting out there, customer service. I mean, it's amazing.
Customer service comes to us not as a department. It permeates the entire organization. And see, that's what we extend to our CSR activities.
Yes.
That passion, from our customer service
and
into
to
the
those who are not even
customers.
Absolutely.
And
right.
it works well for us.
Reading through some of the amazing things, also, this is other word, but I'm sure I don't remember, but you definitely remember it right now.
Lymphatic filariasis.
Oh, that's it.
Absolutely.
Lymphatic
filariasis.
Okay.
Yes. In fact, to the ordinary person, it's what we call the elephantiasis.
Oh, please.
That's it.
Really?
No, that's it. That's it.
But that's a serious, thing, because it actually can cripple, a person for a lifetime.
Absolutely. And it is very prevalent. And statistics even have it that over 30% of people in the north are prone to have this disease. And we think that we should liaise with the Ghana Health Service and see how, because naturally, government cannot provide all.
Lymphatic filariasis is a disease that is caused by a very tiny worm which is passed from person to person by a mosquito. It is the same mosquito that gives us malaria that transmits this disease also.
You're the Gilbert and the Latin P. The man narrow down, Mamma. No me poor man down like you. Oh, see, no copper and a man can poke. And then I can give me bow make about the daily mamma.
Forget the time I was a and then mental in a matter. I like a time I will forget that it's a bawa pub and there in them a giant popo. Now you're watching when I tell another mamma down on the water mama there in the bomb. Piano name by you by year. When he mental tunda, when he mental tunda. I'm a mentor an hour a year and a nabanadi. To my 21 young, love Vernaya. Forget the time I was a and then mental in a matter. I like a time I will forget the time. I load a giant popo. I jealous as a bawa pub and there in them.
It is so sad. It's really, really deeply moving to see people who cannot cater for themselves because of this disease. Fathers, mothers who have dependents, and they cannot even go to farm. They cannot even go to their normal work. Stories like this was too sad for us to say that we would not help.
As a caring bank, what we decided to do is to specifically look at these people and have free surgeries for them.
uniBank coming in at this time is quite appropriate, and we are most grateful to uniBank.
Let me mention that the treatment that we did was in 2 stages. Yes. First of all, we had what we call the hydrocell. And then the second phase, which is the lymphatic filariasis itself, is where we would give you treatment.
Yes.
So that's the post-treatment. We give you drugs, we give them items, which you'll be able to manage yourself for your lifetime.
No,
and I'm talking about, yes, sure. You heard me right,
For their life.
For their lifetime, absolutely.
This
exactly.
Is amazing.
It is tremendous effort, tremendous resources that we commit into these things just to make sure that we make people's lives better.
Congratulations.
Thank you. uniBank has certainly shown that we care, and we will continue to embark on such programs to assist those who are suffering in the various communities.
You actually mentioned incurring the cost of surgery for some group of people.
Correct. What we did as a bank was that we identified that there's a serious problem, you know, on what we call the palates of people. It is disfigured, and that results in a stigma for those who have that problem. In fact, it's on record that 1 out of every 1,000 births have this defect. Wow. So as a bank, we felt that let us try and look out for these people and see how we can have this defect corrected. So we got in touch with Operation Smile International.
Patients come from all over the country. Sometimes we go for a mission in the north and the patients are trekking from the south. Vice versa, we may go to the south and the patients are coming from the north. East and west, the same. And they hear about us. Sometimes they are not even aware that treatment is available. Some may be aware, may actually have been to the treatment centers, but the deciding factor or the inhibiting factor is the cost.
So unfortunately in Ghana there is a lot of stigma attached to cleft lip and cleft palate, and it's very difficult to find patients because patients are hidden or patients are just rejected and isolated, so that they don't believe that there is hope for them.
It's very difficult because they are assumed to be progenies of gods, river gods, and therefore they don't even deserve to live with the people. Wow. So when you give birth and it has that defect, then you have to murder the person.
uniBank is busy trying to please customers, okay, corporate world and everyday people, and then at the same time you have the time to go look for them. It's one that I'm really proud of. I mean,
absolutely,
I'm excited about
absolutely.
it.
And you know, that tells you the way we view CSR or corporate social responsibility. We view it very differently. As a bank, we always want to look at it from an angle of what we can do to impact lives. You know, so we just don't go into a catchment area or a community and then give them what we think they want. But we rather look at the needs and the values of the people in those localities and then try and see what we can do to make sure that their lives are made better.
It's not easy convincing people, actually. I mean, as much as you want to help them, I'm sure that was quite a hectic job to do.
It was a difficult one, I can tell you. I mean, we have to get people on with motorbikes to go into the rural areas, deep into the forest, to convince people to bring these people with defects.
And there are people there who need such help.
And because of the defect, you can't work, so you are always in the room, you are locked up. It's a huge stigma, you know. So what we did was really to bring these people out, give them new leash of life, and then put them into the world.
So emotional and fulfilling when you see patients coming out from a surgery. And when I see Alidu, my heart was just full of joy, because if it wasn't for this volunteer, he will never be able to go back to the village and now start going to school, have his normal life. And really there is nothing more rewarding to really put a smile in someone's face. And I feel very blessed to be able to witness all this life transformed with Operation Smile.
People are having perception that no, that this is a spiritual distance, it can be solved, but it's not true. It's a disease that can be solved.
At the end of our presentation, the first time, the people naturally erupted into music. They started singing the name of uniBank. Wow. They were hailing the name of uniBank simply because there was somebody who came up to me with a child and he said, "Sir, this is the very first time I'm holding a live baby of my own.
Oh my.
The 3 previous babies died because my in-laws gave me 2 options. Either you murder them yourselves or we will come and murder them."
Clifford, how did you feel at that moment?
I was humbled to start with. It was a very, very awkward position that I got myself into. But the good thing is that knowing that uniBank is able to give life to people who have otherwise died was gratifying.
Amazing.
It was gratifying for me.
How does this help uniBank? How does this help?
Well, it helps us a lot. You know, first of all, we are an indigenous bank.
Yes.
We are a wholly owned Ghanaian bank. So we try as much as possible to help Ghanaians. So the whole concept is just to give back to the society or the community in which we work. So we identify where we think we are most needed, and then we go into it. So as a bank, it's not like making profit all the time,
yes,
but giving back to society. And indeed, particularly where you are an indigenous bank, you want to help your people, and the people normally connect with us. It is one thing that we do naturally. It comes to us naturally. It's in our DNA, right, to just help, to just give the people what they truly need.
I mean, now in Ghana, but I can imagine the great work you'll be doing in Africa. Africa really needs uniBank. Amazing.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Great job, uniBank.
It is said that a man's greatness is not measured by his wealth, but by how much he's able to give to humanity.
Clearly, uniBank has done its big and has taken the lead in attaching so much importance to CSR. Thank you, uniBank.